Ready, fight!
Welcome to the cave. What's going on, team? Caveman coming at you with a brand new episode of the Caveman Sports Betting Show. Now, we were away last week. I was away for most of the week, came back to find the internet wasn't working. So I called them up. I said, you know what, guys? You're out. Don't need you. Cancel the subscription. Got a new company in. We're going to get a lot more consistent with that. If you ain't working for me, I ain't working for you. So we're going here with a brand new provider this week and for the future. We had a great week last week on the sports betting. Guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it out to your friends. This is the video where I give out a ton of great analysis and free best bets, free picks. That's right, absolutely free here on the Caveman Sports Betting Show. Now, we came in a couple of weeks ago. We had 3 great bets that we gave out, and we went 3 from 3. That gives us a total now of 7 out of 7. Dropped down the end of the weekend there. We went to 7 out of 8. One of our future bets did miss, but 7 out of 8 is a pretty good percentage so far. So let's run through them, team. We had Manchester United versus Leeds. We went the over 2.5 goals. That game ended up 5-1. 5-1. Manchester United got the job done there. Over 2.5. They had 6. Boom. Our second one was our lock of the week, and we went 2 from 2 with our locks of the week so far. We had the Titans playing the Rabbitohs. We took the Rabbitohs minus 16.5, 36-6, a 30-point win there. So we absolutely crushed that one as well. And our third bet that we had on was the All Blacks playing Australia. We took the minus 21.5. Game ended up 57-22 at Eden Park. The mighty All Blacks got the job done once again over Australia, winning the Bledisloe Cup for most of my life. Let's just put it that way. 35-point win for the mighty All Blacks, and our third win for the weekend. Now, our look-ahead game for that week was the Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum fight. We were on Kelvin Gastelum, the underdog there. He lost by decision in the end. So that dropped us down. So we're 7 out of 8 so far on the tips we've given out on this show, which is still fantastic. Of course, last week we had Danny on, the traveling gambler, as our special guest. He gave us a brilliant breakdown of how to manage your bankroll, how to set aside money so that you're not breaking into what we like to call our daughter's school fees. And really great information from a guy who's made a living traveling the world and paying for it with his bets. So make sure to check out that video from last week if you want to see all of that great information that Danny gave out. Also, he gave us out the hot tip, the 76ers to win the NBA championship next season at $20. So really nice one there. This week, team, we have 3 more brilliant bets coming out. We've got some fighting bets there. It's a great week for the fights. We're also going into the Premier League because it's back. And then coming up after our special guest, we're going to have our look-ahead line and our future bet of the week. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to the American football. The NFL is back, so definitely stay tuned for that one, guys. Right, let's get straight into it. We're going to start off with our lock of the week. We've already gone 2 from 2 on our locks of the week so far. So we're looking for a 3 out of 3. And we're going to the UFC fight number 1. Now, I love betting fight number 1. There's something about it. It's people kind of just leave the first fight out. No, I don't want to go near the first fight. If I lose that, it's going to be a bad start to the day. The first fight's the best fight to bet on. I don't think I've lost a fight number 1 bet in a very long time. Now, this week we have Mana Martinez versus Guido Canetti. Now, Mana Martinez was supposed to be on the card last week. He had an original opponent that fell out. He had a secondary opponent that fell out. He moved through into this card with another opponent now. So Mana Martinez gets Guido Canetti, the 41-year-old. Now there's a number 39 to 40 here. Once they hit 39 to 40, very unlikely I'm going to be taking their side. Canetti 8-5, so an old guy with a short record. He has lost 4 of his last 6 fights, with all 4 of those losses coming by finish. Now, Mana Martinez, he has an 8-2 record. All 8 victories he has won by finish. He is a KO artist. This guy likes to go out and knock people the fuck out. That's what he does. Now, if you're 41 years old going up against a knockout artist, I don't like your chances whatsoever. So we are going with Mana Martinez by KO. He is going to knock Guido Canetti the fuck out. That's how it is right here on the Caveman Sports Betting Show. And you're getting $2 on that line. And that is going to be a lock of the week. All right, team. So we're coming up with the second bet that I'm giving out for this week. And we're going to the football. West Ham have started like crazy. They had a 4-2 win over Newcastle in week 1. They had a 4-1 win over Leicester last week. This week, they get Crystal Palace. I don't like this Crystal Palace team. They've really shown us nothing so far. They had a 3-0 loss against Chelsea week 1, a 0-0 draw against Brentford in week 2. And I've got a wee bit of something here. Just keep an eye on the next couple of Brentford games. And I think that 0-0 draw at home to Brentford, I don't think that's going to hold up very well. People are going to look back and go, how did Crystal Palace not win that game? You know, I've already stated at the beginning of the season, I have Palace for relegation. You're going down. It's over. It's done. Vieira has come into a team that has just too many issues. I mean, he's not that great of a manager anyway. Let's put it that way. So West Ham to win. Yeah, I like it. Fine. Value's okay. Not great. I'm taking West Ham minus 1.5. West Ham to win by 2 goals or more. That's where it's at. That's what I'm giving out here. You're getting 250 on the minus 1.5. They won their first game by 2. They won their second game by 3. This team, their attack is brilliant. Their defense looks strong enough. And let's be honest, if you actually go down the depth chart as well, a couple of injuries aren't really going to affect this defense that much. They are pretty deep. There's a lot to like about this West Ham team while Antonio is healthy. He is fantastic. Say Benrahma has been brilliant as well, playing in that Jesse Lingard role. And if Lingard doesn't make the move this week, then Benrahma, he is in for a fantastic season. If you play Fantasy Premier League and you don't have him in your team, you're not playing the game right. That's how it is right now. So West Ham minus 1.5 over Crystal Palace, paying $250. Just get on, team. That one looks simply fantastic. And our third game that we're going to be giving out this week, and I told you guys, it's a fighting special this week. We are going to the boxing. We are going to Jake Paul versus Woodley. Now, I liked Woodley. He was okay in the UFC. He wasn't my favorite fighter at all. But, you know, he did all right. Jake Paul, can't stand him. But he can box okay. Look, I'm not going to say he's a good boxer. And, hey, let's actually put him up against a decent fighter who's not fucking 600 years old. And we'll see how he goes. But here it is. Jake Paul has a brilliant management team. They're smart. They're clued on. They know what they're doing. They're putting Paul into fights they know he can win. They're trying to build him up to seem a lot better than he is. I don't think he's a good fighter. Shit, he probably doesn't think he's a fucking good fighter. But his management team will not put him in a fight where they think he's going to lose. Look, I saw the weigh-ins. He's a lot bigger than Woodley. He's coming in with a 2-inch reach advantage, a 4-inch height advantage. But when you look at them side by side, it looks a lot more than that. This fight's not going the distance. No way are we getting to the scorecards on this fight. Definitely going to be a finish. And if there's going to be a finish, look, it's going to be Jake Paul. Jake Paul by KO at $1.65. It's square, whatever. It's lower odds, but there's no other way at all that I can see this fight going. So Jake Paul by KO at $1.65. He's gonna knock him out. It's not gonna do too much for his career because it's Woodley and whatever. I'd like to see Jake Paul face a real fighter. Everyone's going to be saying that. Yeah, let's see Jake Paul face a real fighter. But they're never going to do that. His management team will never put him in a position that might tarnish his reputation. His following, his YouTube following is too big. You know, they're not going to hinder or put that reputation on the line to see him lose a fight. So, yeah, Jake Paul, KO, he gets it done. And if you want to play something a bit fun, I think he gets it done early. I did see a line out there, Jake Paul to win in rounds 1, 2, or 3, paying $350. I thought that one was pretty solid. I do like that. But the bet is Jake Paul by KO. There we have it, guys. Those are our 3 takes for this week, which brings us into our guest segment. Now, this week's special guest, we have Luke Appel from the Big Appel Collective. This guy is an NFL and college football genius. He bets on MLB. He's been looking after himself with his betting for longer than I can imagine. Longer than I've known the man. I would say the gambling age is 18, but this guy's probably been betting since he was 6, and he knows how to do it right. All right, guys, so here is Luke Appel from the Big Appel Collective. Here we have Luke Appel all the way from the Big Appel Collective. Now, Luke is, as I was saying, is an absolute expert, especially when it comes to the NCAAF college football in America. That's right. There are 2 themes for this show, fighting and football. The double F's coming at you. So, Luke, how is your betting going?
It is going quite good, finally. I actually have money for college football because I've listened to you finally, Caveman, over years and years and years of me blowing money on the NFL preseason because I just can't wait. I decided to get into college football instead, nice and early. I'm glad they have things sorted. Shorter preseason means I've got to save money. Although I've been saying that the Ravens have now won so many preseason games in a row, that could have been profit for me. But better to act smart and not hopefully wait for the Ravens 4th stringers to beat the Saints, which was just a great, exhilarating game. I've been heavy on the baseball multis, very on and off. Won a 400 yesterday, lost about 200, looking to win about 300 today, but, you know, a lot of punts, really. Onto this college football we've got started.
Oh, you're all right. So let's get into some long-term. What do you have long-term for us there?
I've got some very, very good Heisman odds for us. We're looking, the favorite should be around $5, Spencer Rattler, all the way up at $8.50. I've seen him at 10. You should not be giving Spencer Rattler, probably going to be the number 1 overall pick, that kind of odds. That would be like Trevor Lawrence having, 7, 8 odds last year. He's not a similar prospect, but there's not that other number 1 QB on a very, very good team in the nation. Sam Howell, the other kind of number 1 QB for NFL drafting purposes, plays at North Carolina. North Carolina is not getting a Heisman quarterback in there. It's going to be Oklahoma. It's going to be Clemson. It's going to be Alabama. I like as well Slovis from USC at 23-1. USC hasn't been amazing lately, but the West Coast hasn't gotten a Heisman in a while. They're due to get one. He's a name that people know. He has played well in the past, so a lot of value there with that favorite, and then the long shot of Slovis at USC.
Perfect. That sounds brilliant. I always love throwing those Heisman Trophy futures on. Great bets to have. Now, if we look for something a week closer to this week, do you have anything coming out for this week for us?
Oh, of course. I've been looking at this game for about 3 months now. We've got Illinois against Nebraska. Nebraska's returning a lot of people. Big kind of cloud over the entire organization regarding some recruiting things and some COVID things. With Nebraska, with that quarterback returning, a lot of key offensive players returning, Illinois should be able to still score enough points against Nebraska. I think Illinois is going to score between 17 and 24. The total sitting at 52 to 54. I love the over there. Don't go with the 55. Has to be 52 to 54. 55 just a little bit too far because it could be a close game and there could be a lot of kind of running the ball and mucking around at the end. I do think Nebraska's going to win by 7 or more. Right now, that's where the line is, but definitely liking that over more than the spread there.
That's excellent. That's one thing I'll get into at some point is going through the key betting numbers when it comes to American football, whether it be college or the NFL, because there are some key numbers where once you get to something like a 54 change to a 55, there's a big difference. So we'll get into that in another show coming up. I'll probably get you on to do that one with me there, Luke. Now, do you have any locks for us? Do you have a lock of the week, something that we can put down in the special guest competition so you can compete up against all our guests? What do you got for us there?
I've got Miami versus Alabama over 62.5. This game is going to be in the 70s. This game should have a tote kind of in the 64 to 68 range. I personally think it's going to be, 70 to 78. Miami's offense is good. They have a shorter quarterback in King, but I don't think as good a value as Slovis for a Heisman bet, but he's worth $5 once again, sitting in the low 20s in the Heisman odds. They're going to be able to score. And then Alabama on offense, they're going to reload. I mean, if anyone's seen the, quarterback rooms and wide receiver rooms kind of pictures of, we had Ridley and Smith at this time, and we had Mac Jones and Tua, all these guys there at the same time. Right now, their quarterback, Bryce Young, is getting paid as much as Mac Jones. So go to school, kids.
Rules.
Yeah. So turns out it's profitable to go to school, and definitely liking that 62.5. Get in early on that one because it's probably going to get pushed up. And I would say the same with the Illinois-Nebraska game. I'm seeing a few different sites at 62.5, others all the way 64.5. So get in nice and early on those two. Same with that Heisman. Once Rattler rattles some off, he's going to be down 4-5 to 1. Slovis is the one you can kind of wait and see.
That is brilliant. Now, thank you so much for that excellent NCAAF insight there. Of course, I know you do a lot of podcasts and all that kind of stuff yourself. We're looking forward to seeing all of your NFL content coming out. I might even jump on a few of those with you as well. But thank you very much there. And we'll definitely be locking in Alabama, Miami over 62.5.
Cheers. Thanks, Caveman.
No worries. Cheers. There we are, team. A big thank you to Luke for bringing us those insights and some bets as well. Now we'll be making sure to keep an eye on those and see how they go. All right, guys, it's the look ahead line time. And as I gave out the wee hint earlier, we're going to the football. We're going to the NFL week 1 for our look ahead line. And I'm taking the Bears at the Rams. That's the Chicago Bears at the Los Angeles Rams. Now, traditionally, over the last few seasons, these teams have been defense-orientated. The Bears have Khalil Mack, a former great defensive player. He's still good. He's just not as great as when he was on the Raiders. And the Rams, of course, have Aaron Donald, that big unit, defensive tackle, multiple defensive player of the year. Absolute legend of a guy. Now, this team in Los Angeles, in Los Angeles, coming out week 1. A lot of people look at football in week one and go, right, points, 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 points. We're going to see some points. Teams are going to come out. They're going to want to be hot. Their defenses aren't going to be as quick and as conditioned as what they should be. Yeah, we're going to see lots of points. Not in this game. I am taking the under. That is under 45 points. These teams, defensive orientated, absolutely defensive orientated. The Bears offense is shit. I know Justin Fields, hey, he may be good. Are you going to bet on a rookie week one to actually come out and score points on one of the best defenses in the league? Not a hope. Matthew Stafford, the new quarterback, still learning the system over at the Rams. Yeah, he's got the weapons, but are you going to bet on a new quarterback coming in, going to be hot week one, and a team that likes to run the ball, they like to work down the clock, they try to slow the game down as much as possible, they get a 2-score lead and they sit on that lead and they just let their defense go to town. That's how this game plays out. Under 45 points at $1.90. Yeah, that's our look ahead line of the week. That is brilliant. I absolutely love that one. Which brings us into our future bet. And of course, we're going back to the NFL on our future bet this week. Now, last year, the Patriots, trash, garbage. Cam Newton, get rid of him. This season, they have made some moves, I tell you, and I like what they've done. Everything except for what they've done in wide receiver, although I do like who they've brought in. It's going to be a nice system fit. They just don't have the big name talent there. They brought in a couple of cracking tight ends in Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. They shored up that defense, bringing back Kyle Van Noy. There's just so many guys they've brought into this team that are going to be competing for depth positions who should be starters on almost every other team in the league. This season, they're going to be doing good. You've got Cam Newton, the presumptive starter, going into week one. Mac Jones, the first-round pick, waiting in the wings. He's had a good preseason. He's showing a lot of the skills that got him picked so highly. He was touted for the number 3 pick for a while, although that went to Trey Lance to San Francisco. We took a bet on Trey Lance in the draft as well, paying over $450. That was fantastic. Knew that one was coming through. Mac Jones, I have him slated around week 6, I think it is, at home to the Cowboys. So that's where I think Mac Jones is going to be coming in. But we are taking the Patriots to win the AFC East, paying $450. Now, the Bills, yeah, they're great. They looked great last season. Coming into year 2 with this big high power, all eyes are on us kind of team. That's not how they do. They're an underdog team. They like to come through and they win games as dogs. They're going in as the favorites and going to be favorites from most of their games to begin the season. I can't see it. I think they start a wee bit slower than teams predict. Now, I've got the Patriots and the Bills both finishing the season on 11 wins, with the Patriots just edging them out because of division play. So sure, yeah, I have it close. But $450 on the Patriots to win that division, I think you're getting about $1.60 or less on the Bills. So definitely some value on the Patriots there to take it through. The coaching for the Patriots is brilliant. Bill Belichick, McDaniels, they've got a great core of coaches. And I think they've got the ability to show that it was a one-season rebuild. Just like another former team, the Boston Celtics. They lost Pierce and Garnett a few years back. It was a one-season rebuild, and then they were competitive again. I can see that Boston strong atmosphere coming back through for the New England Patriots. So I'm going for the Patriots to win the AFC East as our future bet of the week. All right, team, that does it for the Caveman Betting Show this week. Guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this out to your friends. Drop down some comments. Do you like my tips? Do you not like them? Do you have some of your own? Would you like to be a guest on the show? We have a few shows coming up over the next month that I've still got a few spare guest segments there. So definitely write down if you have something you like, you know, a bit more about a sport, you know, a bit more about a certain game coming up. Drop us a comment down. I'll get in touch with you and we'll try and get you on the show in the guest segment. Have a great weekend on the punt team. I know I've got a awesome package coming out. We've got the EPL and the NRL heating up right now. So my package is coming out there at a very reasonable price. Check out the link in the description below and you can get all my premium tips at a very, very, very juicy price. Last week we had a 10 unit profit week. So if you bet $10 a unit, $100 profit for the weekend. If you bet $100 a unit, that's $1,000 that we made you on the Caveman Sports betting package. So definitely get on that. And guys, enjoy the games. Cheers!